In none other humanity subject you will find the tools like maps, diagram, flowchart that can be utilized in the geography optional. And any optional in which the student easily can score above 275 definitely helpful in the overall selection. And in fact, if the optional is capable of giving 290 plus 300 score, so definitely the student will get the double digit rank. In simple word, you can say it deals with the general aspect of the geography, the conceptual aspect of the geography.
Sir, if you could define what is physical
Geography option में जो भी लिखा है,
हाँ
question will be asked from that area only. So nothing is hidden.
आपके क्लास नोट्स हर बैच के साथ इवॉल्व होते हैं. I have seen that. So what thought process?
I also try to deliver lots of diagrams. Because if you are preparing with the geography optional, you are not able to use the diagram, you are not able to use flow chart, map, then there is no point with the geography optional.
So geography, please don't mind me using this term, it is considered to be semi-scientific subject. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
Person?
So there is a difference between the drawing and the diagram. The diagram here is required, is not related, anything related with the drawing.
Hello friends, welcome to GS Core and this is Viraj. So today I have with me Faculty of Geography Optional, Prince Mishra Sir. Hello sir.
Hello Viraj.
Sir, geography has performed well again in UPSC examination. So what is the reason for it? What is the secret, sir?
Geography has always performed very well.
Right.
It is one of the most evergreen optional in the UPSC. But specifically for the performance, there are 2-3 key points which played always in favor of geography optional. The very first thing is the easy applicability of literature material, and students connect the subject very well. The second most important aspect is that geography optional helps in the overall preparation of UPSC as large scale syllabus is overlapping with the GS. And third very important thing is availability of presentation tool. In none other humanity subject you will find the tools like maps, diagram, flowchart that can be utilized in the geography optional. Because of this, the geography optional is well scoring, and any optional in which the student easily can score above 275 definitely helpful in the overall selection. And in fact, if the optional is capable of giving 290 plus 300 score, so definitely the student will get the double digit rank also.
Sir, what do you think is an average score, I would say? What do you think is the average score in geography optional?
Average score differs because in geography optional, the different background students come to this optional. This is not like an optional where the students from the geography optional only picking up. Majority of the student happens to be the engineers. Other than the engineers, also the doctors. So this subject is very popular among both the one which is coming from the humanity background and the one which is not having the humanity background. So we cannot look out the average score. Average score for some student it can be 220, it can be some 210, 240. But the thing is, if any student have done the reasonable, prepared this optional for the last 1 year, 1.5 year, and have done the basic answer writing, so definitely scoring 260, 270 is very much doable. And in fact, in any option, not only in the geography option, if you look out the mark sheet of the selected candidate, then you will find that if any candidate who is scoring 260, 270 in their optional, so it's quite obvious they will have all the traits of answer writing. So definitely they must have performed considerably well in the GS, and which ultimately results in the overall selection.
Right. थोड़ा credit sir आप खुद को भी दे सकते हैं. Your students are selected this year again.
Of course, from last few years, lots of students have selected. Some of the students have performed very well, score 300 plus. But yes, of course, every year the students get selected from programs like test series, foundation, Q&A, GMAP.
Sir, if you could take me through the syllabus of geography optional, मतलब paper 1 में क्या है और paper 2 में क्या है?
See, geography optional as far as UPSC is concerned, the syllabus is being designed in such a manner that the optional is being divided in 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2. Paper one, in simple word, you can say it deals with the general aspect of the geography, the conceptual aspect of the geography. In syllabus, it is being mentioned as the principles of geography. And it is being divided in two parts. One covers physical geography, the another covers the human geography. So there are 10 chapters, 5 chapters are in physical geography. The chapters are like geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, biogeography, environmental geography. Then the remaining 5 chapters, that is geographical thought, which is commonly known as geographical thought, but it is written as the perspectives in human geography. Then we have economic geography, regional planning, population and settlement, and models and theory. The remaining 5 chapters are part of the human geography.
Sir, if you could define what is physical geography?
Physical geography, something which is associated with the nature. In very simple language, for the layman's Viraj, the only thing that we need to understand that we are living in this earth surface.
Right.
Everyone.
Right.
Not only the humans, even the animals.
Right.
For the living, other than the material thing that we are able to see, the very first thing that is required is the nature, natural environment. Without natural environment, we cannot think of the life. Right. So physical geography basically deals with that natural environment. So physical geography builds the natural environment. तो जैसे घर होते हैं individuals के, तो without home you cannot think of the living. उसी तरीके से geography में ये जो आपका physical geography है, it provides the base for the living. In fact, once all the aspects of this physical geography have been completed, then only the living has started on this planet. And in fact, this is the main difference between the Earth and other planets. Right. Because on the other planet, we are not having that favorable physical environment.
Right. Okay. Sir, about paper 2, we are saying.
Paper 2 is associated with the geography of India.
Okay.
So it is a kind of specific area where the examiner is looking out the deeper understanding of the India.
Right.
Because ultimately the students, after getting selected, needs to work within the India itself. Right. So the examiner is expecting that you should have a broader understanding of the India. It's a physical aspect, it's a rivers, mountain, it's a human aspect, agriculture, industry, transport, cultures, society, settlement, everything related to the India.
Okay. Sir, will you say that the syllabus of geography optional is vast?
The very first thing that a student needs to understand, a student thinks like that the geography optional syllabus is vast, but it is not the case. Because the very first thing that we need to understand, geography syllabus is very detailed. Nothing is hidden.
Right, right.
So from that perspective, if the student think that they can think of, but they need to understand it very well in the starting itself. कि geography option में जो भी लिखा है, question will be asked from that area only. So nothing is hidden. So nothing is like between the line.
Right.
That there are 2 topics and in between the question will be asked. Whatever is written, it is written.
Right.
The second thing, there are 20 chapters, but out of that 20 chapters, you will look out the syllabus. In fact, I have done the series of syllabus detailing, where I have extensively discussed about the different areas, different topic of the syllabus. If you will look out the syllabus, there are lots of repetition. So agriculture is in economic geography paper 1, agriculture in the paper 2 also.
Right.
Industry is paper 1, industry is paper 2.
Right.
Regional planning is written in the paper 1, regional planning and development is written in paper 2. So there is a lot of repetition. Similarly, the one chapter of paper 1, that is models and theories of paper 1, is nothing but the rewriting of all the topic that you are supposed to study in the economic geography, in regional planning, in population and settlement. So geography optional is not vast, rather it's a detailed one.
More defined.
And one more additive is that when you are preparing the geography option, you are not only preparing the optional, you are preparing almost for 250 marks additional for your GS mains.
Right.
That will be helpful in your GS paper 1, society, GS paper 3, environment, ecology, disaster management, internal security.
Right.
Other than this, in prelims exam, because geography optional will be useful only in mains.
Yes, sir.
What you will do if you will not get the chance to write the mains?
Right.
Prelims examination, 35 questions are solely from the geography and environment. So a student needs to look out from that lens.
That perspective, right, sir. Sir, जैसे आपने बोला, there is lot of interlinking. So मैंने तो काफी students से, मतलब because I interact, काफी तारीफ सुनी है आपके लेक्चर्स की सर. सो व्हाट इज योर टीचिंग मेथोडोलॉजी? मतलब इंटरलिंकेजेस तो है ही, बट इफ यू कुड एलॉबरेट कि हाउ यू गो अबाउट इन क्लास.
See, most of the students try to, for any subject, not this, most of them always like the easy thing, simple.
Right.
Like if I can give example, I think a student will be able to connect it well. Everyone in this present time period, be it a student, be it your elderly, people love to go for the scrolling.
Right.
And everyone knows that exercise is very important. But a lot of time people will complain that I am not having time for the exercise, but they have time for the scrolling. Why? The simple thing is that scrolling is easy. No hard work. So the point is that it's a human nature to do the things easy. So my objective is to make that things easy, make that thing simple. The moment it will be simple, student will learn it very easily.
Right.
And it is not only the learning, it is actually the presentation.
Right.
When you have the greater clarity of anything, then when you will write the answer, it will be like very easy.
Right.
Because I used to say it several times, making things simple is the most important objective of UPSC.
Right.
So if you will write the simple, examiner will connect that you will have the greater understanding. But making things simple is not so simple.
Right.
So my job is to make the things simple to that level where the students can understand it very easily. And if they will understand it very easily, obviously they will present it very easily, and that will be helpful in getting the good marks.
Right. Sir, one thing with respect to geography optional, first and foremost, very few books are written from the perspective of UPSC. And second, even those books that are available with respect to geography as a subject, most of them are written by foreign authors. तो इस वजह से ना सर रीडिंग से डिस्कनेक्ट कभी कभी बच्चों का हो जाता है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू ज्योग्राफी एज एन ऑप्शन. सो व्हाट इज योर टेक ऑन दैट सर?
You are 100% right, Viraj. This is the most important problem. In fact, that is what I was just trying to tell in earlier question. That my job is to making the things easy. Because for UPSC, I will not claim that whatever I am teaching is not written anywhere. Everywhere it is. Literature is available. But the problem is that student will have a limited time frame. Within that time frame, they need to complete the syllabus. So it is not like that they can go for the Panchvarshi Yojana 5 years plan. So 5 years plan या Panchvarshi Yojana की तरफ जाएंगे, तो might be the student will have a greater grasp of the geography also. But in that time period, new entrants will come and they will qualify the examination, might be not having that kind of understanding of geography option. आप पढ़ते रहिए 5 साल geography. So point is, it is not always necessary that you should have a greater understanding, thorough understanding, everything, each and everything of the geography. Or so. Here you are not supposed to study the geography as a discipline. Your objective is to just cover those topics of the geography that is written in the UPSC syllabus. अब आप उसके लिए अगर बहुत सारी books, might be geographical thought एक chapter है, या economic geography एक chapter है. अब economic geography में जो topics लिखे गए हैं, might be for that you need to refer 5 books. अब 5 books आप पहले मंगाएंगे, परचेज करेंगे, पढ़ेंगे. So it is like 3 months for the covering of geomorphology, 2 months for the economic geography. But once you will join any classes, in let's say my classes, so in my classes 6 months, your entire geography of syllabus is being completed, and it is being, whatever is being discussed, explained, will also be dictated. Everything is in your notes. You can rely on your notes, and based on that notes, you can just go for the answer writing. Things will be done. So the choice is up to the student. Whether they want to make their preparation complicated, the moment they will make their preparation complicated, things will start going against. The more easy way out you will look out, as I said earlier, easy things is very easy to do. So if the, like, student will have only let's say 100 pages of geomorphology. 100 pages of geomorphology is very easy to cover, to revise, to reproduce. But if you have been told that see, these are the 5 books, and from these 5 books only you will get the question of the geomorphology. The moment you will not be able to cover that.
Right, motivation भी खत्म हो
मोटिवेशन
जाएगा।
बिल्कुल खत्म हो जाएगा, इतना कहाँ से करें?
राइट सर, इसी से रिलेटेड एक क्वेश्चन है अगेन, मतलब स्टूडेंट्स आपके क्लास नोट्स की बहुत तारीफ करते हैं, सो व्हाट इज योर प्रोसेस ऑफ मेकिंग क्लास नोट्स? बिकॉज आई मतलब बिकॉज वी आर मतलब आपने वो अपॉर्चुनिटी मुझे दी है कि मैं थोड़ा क्लोज रह सकूं, आपको फ्रेंड बोल सकूं। आपके क्लास नोट्स हर बैच के साथ इवॉल्व होते हैं, आई हैव सीन दैट, सो व्हाट थॉट प्रोसेस गोस सर?
The very first thing that based on that we deliver the class note. As I said, the general teaching method is same. First of all, we will pick up the topic, explain it, elaborate it, make the student understandable related to that topic. But I also ensure, because I know that might be when it has been taught in the class, at that time you will feel like कि अब तो सब कुछ समझ में आ गया,
right.
लेकिन 10 दिन बाद आपको कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा, वो चीज आपने लिखा नहीं। So dictation part is going to be very crucial. Along with the dictation, I also try to deliver lots of diagrams. Because if you are preparing with the geography optional, you are not able to use the diagram, you are not able to use flow chart, map, then there is no point with the geography optional.
Right.
So I try to give lots of diagrams, lots of maps, lots of flow chart within the class, and I also make sure that student is not only going for the passive learning, like sitting in the class and just looking at that. Rather, they need to participate. Participate means you need to draw the diagram, you need to write that is being dictated. In this way, student is actually preparing the notes, but that notes is like their own notes. Might be they are sitting in the 100 students class,
Right.
and everyone is noting down the same thing, but they will note down in their own manner. In this way, they will prepare their own notes, and that notes will almost sort out all the problems. One more thing as far as evolution is, sometimes we also try to change the way how the UPSC asking the question.
Right.
So our notes is not like that. Once you have prepared the notes, and after 4 year, 5 year, that notes can be used. So definitely every year the notes will evolve based on the way out UPSC is moving.
Right. Sir, if a student today joins a course, suppose your course of geography optional, तो as you told कि हाँ ठीक है, एक particular time period लगेगा for classroom, ठीक है, what should be the modus operandi of a student, sir? मतलब 4 घंटे का आपका lecture हुआ दिन का, उसके बाद what should the student do?
Generally, if you will look out the transportation time in the class, so roughly 3-4 hours will go to for the classes. For the online, that will be a benefit that they can sit at their houses, so it will be like only 3 hours, 2.5 hours. But if you look out the 4 hours itself, after 4 hours, there will be roughly, I can say 10 hours time period left if anyone is going for the full-fledged preparation, only preparation. तो 10 घंटे में मेरा सजेशन हमेशा रहता है कि डिवाइड योर प्रिपरेशन इन 60-40 रेशियो. 60-40 रेशियो मींस 60% for the GS and 40% for the optional. Second thing is, I always suggest that almost on daily basis, try to read both GS as well as optional. Because some of the students' thought process is, first we will cover the GS, then we'll cover the optional. First we'll cover the optional, then we'll cover the GS. Means they go for the separate. Right. But my suggestion is, always go for the comprehensive. GS plus optional at one go.
Okay.
Once you have completed the optional, then again, you need to make that continuity. You need to follow that continuous learning where you are continuously revising the notes, and based on that, you are supposed to write the answer. Because in every foundation program, I also offer the test series also.
Sir, geography, मतलब please don't mind me using this term, it is considered to be semi-scientific subject. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
Sir?
This is the only subject in humanity which you cannot say that it's a purely humanity.
Okay.
It's a bridge. Here we have a perfect blend of scientific aspect and the human aspect. Basically, the physical geography is more associated with the scientific oriented, and the human geography mainly deals about the human aspect, how the human is surviving. Okay. And in fact, that is why this geography optional is well suited for both those who are from the scientific background and those who are not from the scientific background.
Okay.
Both can manage it.
Sir, but doesn't it lead to confusion in students with respect to studying? मतलब क्या थोड़ा overwhelm हो जाते हैं बच्चे?
See, as far as scientific student is concerned,
Hmm.
for the student coming from the engineering background, if they are not opting for the engineering subject, so then they are left with only one choice,
Right.
and
Right.
that is geography. But yes, I can understand for the humanity background student, those who are having geography background,
Right.
definitely they go for the geography option. But those who are not having the geography background, so it's quite obvious that they might have other background, and that background is being offered by the UPSC, so definitely they go for the
Right.
those options. So when we refer the humanity, we are mainly referring to those candidates who are having the geography as a background. Because generally, if anyone is having sociology background, so
They will go for sociology. Right.
If anyone is having the polity, they go
Right.
for the PSI. So
Right.
that is. But for the engineering, if they are not opting for the engineering,
Right.
then ultimately, of course, they can go for any option.
Right. Right.
But the one optional where there will be some of the scientific orientation is available, that is only the geography.
Okay. Sir, with respect to diagrams, I will come to that point. Ki maybe some students are not that good with respect to drawing. So, kya over the period of time it can be improved, and what is the role of faculty or a teacher in that?
Very, very fun. There are 2 points in this that I just wanted to make. The very first point is, in geography, be it not only diagram, maps also. In geography, maps, diagram doesn't require artistic map and diagram. So there is a difference between the drawing and the diagram. The diagram here is required, is not anything related with the drawing.
Right.
Whether you are good or not, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
But the thing is that diagram should represent what you just wanted to represent. Like if you are drawing the map of India, the only thing that you need to look out is like general boundary. Other than the boundary, everything is acceptable.
Right.
So diagram over the, but yes, as you said, that diagram is not being given at one place in any book. So there are variety of diagrams, there are lots of diagrams that you will learn over the period of time, in the course of time.
Okay. Sir, with respect to technicality of geography, suppose मतलब if I do not come from a technical background, मतलब जैसे आपने बोला, suppose I come from the background of suppose law, ठीक है, and now I am orienting towards geography as an optional. Answer writing, sir. मतलब because it is also a technical subject, how difficult it will be for me.
Now the very interesting thing, Viraj, I will start from the, I will repeat the same thing that we have discussed in the starting. If you are coming from the law background, you have decided that you are going for the UPSC preparation. So ultimately you have to study the geography. There is no choice in that. Because geography is not only you are supposed to study in optional, you are supposed to study in GS
also. Right.
And as far as that scientific aspect is concerned, that scientific aspect is very much overlapping with your GS. So that kind of understanding you have to build,
right?
Whether you like it or not. And the second thing is that it is not only about the liking or disliking. The UPSC overall, it expects that students should have awareness about all the things that is happening. Now in the present time period, the whole humanity is mainly discussing about the climate change. Is discussing about the environmental degradation, environmental awareness, pollution. How you will understand these things if you are not having the basic understanding of the natural environment.
Right.
Here the science doesn't mean that it is associated with the physics, it is associated. And in fact, geography is a scientific, but each discipline of the geography, like geography, one component geomorphology. Geomorphology will have a separate discipline, that is geology.
Right.
But here we are not supposed to study the geology. Climatology, there is a separate discipline of meteorology, but we are not supposed to study meteorology. तो यहाँ पे एक जनरल अंडरस्टैंडिंग की जरूरत होती है, और उतनी जनरल अंडरस्टैंडिंग स्टूडेंट को ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम हो जाएगी, और नहीं अगर आ रही तो डेफिनेटली दे नीड टू बिल्ड अप, बिकॉज द सेम पॉइंट अगेन, विदाउट क्वालिफाइंग द प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन they are not able to write mains. And I don't think that any student in the UPSC field can manage the UPSC prelims without having good understanding of geography and environment.
Right. And sir, obviously faculty's role is very important in that, in overall understanding. Sir, does current affairs play any role in geography as an optional?
Yes, definitely. Paper 2, that is the India geography, is very much contemporary oriented.
Okay.
So lots of questions they will pick up from the some new bills, some new law that has been formulated, be it in the field of environment or any field.
Right.
So a student needs to update themselves.
Right.
In fact, in answer writing, I used to give one very important aspect, that is the in your answer to make more presentable, you need to use examples. You need to use case study. Examples and case studies are always current oriented.
Right.
You cannot write, let's say you are writing the flood. Now, if any student is writing about the Bengaluru flood that has occurred, let's say 3 years earlier, and another student is writing about the Delhi flood that has occurred just this year. So obviously that both the students are writing examples.
Right.
But chances are the student that is giving the example of this year will have more chances of getting your score.
Right.
So there will be variation. Student will think कि हमने तो एग्जाम्पल लिखा लेकिन एग्जाम्पल आपका मोर रेलिवेंट होना चाहिए.
कंटेंट की रेलेवेंसी में फर्क आता है तो मार्क्स में भी फर्क
डेफिनेटली इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट if the question is of let's say internal security आप लिख रहे हैं, internal security में we have a Pahalgam issue and there was some, let's say 5 year back there was some Amarnath yatra problem. So if you are just giving that example, and if any student is giving this example, so both student can claim that हमने तो example लिखा,
सही बात,
लेकिन दोनों के नंबर सेम
नहीं
रहे. So that is the utility of contemporary.
Okay, sir, now last two questions. First is, एक स्टूडेंट है जिसने फाउंडेशन ज्योग्राफी का कर लिया, ठीक है, एंड ही इज राइटिंग द एग्जाम इन सपोज 2026, ठीक है. सो व्हाट इज योर एडवाइस टू दैट स्टूडेंट जिसका फाउंडेशन कोर्स हो चुका है?
उसके लिए थोड़ा चैलेंज आने वाला है.
ओके.
क्योंकि जब भी स्टूडेंट का कोर्स कंप्लीट हो जाता है तो स्टूडेंट गेट्स लिटिल बिट लेथार्जिक.
ओके.
स्टूडेंट थिंक्स दैट नाउ एवरीथिंग इज बीइंग डन. सो दोज स्टूडेंट, क्योंकि एक बार कोई चीज कंप्लीट हो जाती है तो आपको सेंस ऑफ कंप्लीशन आता है.
राइट.
सो माय सजेशन विल बी दोज स्टूडेंट हु हैव कंप्लीटेड द सिलेबस, यू नीड टू मेक योरसेल्फ in well touch with the optional. You should not move away from the optional. So make a routine, be it your, let's say you're joining any program, any answer writing program, because in answer writing program you will get some kind of mentorship also, and there will be schedule. If not, then prepare by yourself the schedule, but almost on every day, if not every day, at least twice in a day, revise your notes. The second thing is, at least once in a week do the answer writing, individual answer writing. एक question, दो question आपने लिखे, and at least in a month, 2 times you are supposed to write the test. So if you are not joining any program like where there is a class and the test, at least you should join test series.
Okay. So,
and don't trap in any kind of suggestions where you will get the suggestions like just pick up the question and do the writing. Because it's not only the matter of writing. You also need to get the feedback. You also need to look out that whether the suggestions that you are getting, whether you are able to incorporate in your answers or not. Means through the answer, you also need to improve.
Right. Sir, GS Core एक test series, मतलब under your leadership, it conducts geography Q&A. So suppose I am the student, sir, मेरा foundation हो चुका है, ठीक है? How will this program help me?
This program of the geography, which I refer it as a GMAP, Geography Mentorship Assistance Program, is all about, means once you have completed the optional, now once you are coming to GSS core, you are connecting with me. So now our association is still your mains.
Right.
Whenever you will write mains. So we will drive you to up to that point where there will be continuity, there will be concept classes, there will be tests, there will be feedback. So everything is part of that.
Okay. Sir, this year there is a very small window between prelims and mains. तो जो बच्चे prelims दे रहे हैं and those who have geography as their optional, what according to you they should do on 26th May?
26th May there will be 2 group of students.
Okay.
One group of students who might have written, let's say, a second mains, aspiring to write second mains or third mains. Those who think that I have very good content, everything is settled. So I will put it in settled group category. So settled group category, they should just join the test. But one thing that they need to do, which they have done earlier that mistake, avoid that mistake, is not only join the test but also write the test. So at least write. बहुत सारे student क्या होते हैं test. I will not say that it's a student fault. कई बार सिचुएशन इस तरीके से बनती है कि स्टूडेंट पहले सोचता है कि पहले जीएस का एक दो टेस्ट लिख लें, फिर थोड़ा कंटेंट पढ़ लें, तो वो पता नहीं चलता कि कैसे आप जून बीत गया, जुलाई बीत गया और आप अगस्त में पहुंच गए। फिर अगस्त में आपके पास बहुत सारे स्कोप नहीं बचेंगे, फिर यही पूछेगा सर इनमें से बता दीजिए एक टेस्ट कौन सा लिख लें या दो टेस्ट कौन सा लिख लें। तो ऐसी सिचुएशन ना राइज हो, इसके लिए what you are supposed to do is just join test and write the test. The second group of student, which I say refer it as unsettled, जिन्होंने बहुत समय पहले ऑप्शनल किया है, बीच में रिवीजन थोड़ा कम हुआ, कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट ऐसे हैं जिस पे लग रहा है कि जो है क्लैरिटी नहीं है, या उन्होंने कोई प्रोग्राम पहले नहीं किया, so go for some quick revision program. It can be a 10 class, 15, not more than 15 class. तो आपका let's say 25th को एग्जाम होगा, by any chance by 15th of June you will get the result. So that quick program, that revision should get completed by 15th of June.
Sir, if you are
result में आप select, of course after the prelims evening तक किया जाएगा, by the key student gets an idea
if they are qualifying for mains,
like borderline पे है, हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा, अगर थोड़ा सा भी स्कोप है तो डेफिनेटली दे शुड गो फर्दर, बिकॉज दैट 15-20 डेज अगर उसी डे ड्रीमिंग में रहेंगे कि क्या होगा, रिजल्ट कब आएगा, तो दैट विल गेट वेस्टेड.
सर, इफ यू आर हेडिंग अ प्रोग्राम जहां पे आपको रिवीजन कराना है बच्चों का इन 15-16 सेशंस, सो व्हाट विल बी योर अप्रोच? आप क्या अप्रोच रखेंगे?
See again, I used to do this quick revision program definitely, and we will definitely go with that
this year
also. My objective is to target those areas from where definitely the everywhere questions come. So it is not like only contemporary or only static, it will be a blend, more toward the static part, theory part. So we will try to cover that. So overall within the 15 classes, 15 days, anyhow we will cover 60 to 70% of the topic. So 60-70% of the topic will be covered. It will give a kind of window to the student for the quick completion of the syllabus.
Sir, one question I forgot to ask earlier. हम मतलब बहुत से बच्चे ये बोलते हैं कि ज्योग्राफी का पेपर लेंदी होता है. It is difficult to complete the paper in given amount of time. So sir, is it true, and what is the remedy for it if it is true?
Definitely it's true. The one remedy which I am referring in this podcast also several times, that is you need to do the answer writing. Because when you will do the answer writing regularly over the period of time, you will know how to do the time management. So time management आपका answer writing से ही सीखेंगे. ये केवल बातों से नहीं सीखा जा सकता. So my suggestion will be, yes, it happens to lengthy, but that lengthy things you can tackle if you have done extensive answer writing. Extensive answer writing means time now. एक क्वेश्चन अगर आप करेंगे तब नहीं टैकल होगा. You need to understand that in mains examination paper 1 you are supposed to write 19 answer. तो अगर आप एक क्वेश्चन, दो क्वेश्चन, चार क्वेश्चन अलग अलग करके आप सेंस ऑफ सेटिस्फैक्शन ले रहे हैं, क्योंकि जब आप एक क्वेश्चन पढ़ रहे हैं तो आपको हो सकता है टॉपिक अभी अभी रिवाइज किया हो, यहाँ पे एक दिन पहले रिवाइज किया है और आपको पता नहीं 300 टॉपिक में से क्वेश्चन कौन से टॉपिक पे आ रहा. सो कुछ 10 सेकंड 20 सेकंड वहां जाएगा. पेपर बदल रहे हैं, पेपर में बहुत सारे कुछ फॉर्मल भी आपको you are supposed to fill lots of forms and details. So and then exam pressure. So all those things accumulate, and because of that, lot of student not able to complete the 3 question, 4 question. And imagine that if any student is getting 260 marks and final list से उनका केवल 10 marks रह गया और उन्होंने 3 क्वेश्चन पेपर 1 में छोड़ा था, 2 क्वेश्चन पेपर 2 में छोड़ा था. So it's not the fault of optional, or it's not the fault of UPSC. It's only
student
there. Of course, it's very easy to say, it's very easy to comment. Student definitely अपनी तरफ से पूरी try करता है, लेकिन these are the very small things that can be tackled, but it cannot be tackled in the examination hall. It can be tackled only that window of prelims to mains.
Sir, one last question now. what is your message to those students who are on the edge कि geography ले मतलब उनको लेना है but they are still not certain?
See, my only suggestion will be that if you like the subject, if you read the subject and you are able to connect with the day-to-day happening, with the what is happening in the worldwide, the subject which is almost fulfilling most of your understanding how the earth came into existence, how the planet came into existence, how the living came into existence, how the planet is working, what is the problem of climate change, means most of the things if you are able to understand. So definitely you should go for the geography option. You should not hesitate. So there should not be any kind of preconcept. Yes, if you are looking for any other option, that is fine. But only based on that, syllabus is lengthy or marks will get or not, how much time it will take, that should not be the criteria. The criteria should be, if you are reading and you are understanding, the very first criteria.
Right.
The second criteria is overlapping in the GS. Based on these two criteria only, you should go for the selection of the option, not any other criteria. Because don't forget that you will be able to use your optional only when you will be able to get the opportunity to write the mains. And for that opportunity, you need to qualify the prelims.
Right, sir.
So I always suggest the student to go for the conventional subject. Conventional subject will be helpful in the prelims. तो जो ऐसे optional जिसका आपकी prelims में GS में overlapping है, be it any of the optional, geography है, polity है, history है, so these are the conventional subjects. These will always be having utility.
सर जस्ट वन क्वेश्चन, थोड़ा ग्रीडी हो रहा हूँ सर, क्यूरियोसिटी जो है किसी भी ऑप्शनल को बिल्ड करने में कितनी मदद करती है? बिकॉज अभी आपने बोला कि अर्थ कैसे बना, ये क्वेश्चन अगर आपको आंसर करना है, सो सर कितना रोल प्ले करता है?
Curiosity plays very important role in overall understanding, and in fact it plays very great role in answer writing. Because a lot of time students think that what should be written in the introduction.
Right.
If you are having, let's say you are having you have studied continental drift theory, plate tectonic theory, but if you are having curious that how continents and ocean came into existence, so in introduction you can write that these theories helps in understanding how the continent and ocean came into existence. So definitely the examiner will get satisfied and in fact appreciate that you are not only reading the topic that is written in the syllabus, but you are looking out the overall theme. Based on that, the topics are being studied. So curiosity definitely plays, and in fact curiosity develops interest. And if you will have an interest, so definitely you will understand the things very easy and simply. But making things simple is not so
easy. Sir, after so many years of studying geography, has your curiosity मतलब कम हुआ है या और बढ़ा है सर?
Definitely curiosity keeps on increasing. Geography is like a never-ending. Because I used to explain in classes. In fact, sometimes it will be more than one session. If you start looking out the geography subject, in fact, on this Earth surface, everyone is looking for the stability. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Bilkul.
But when the Earth itself is not stable, how we can think of that? So it's a ever-evolving subject. Nothing is being permanent. How many times Earth has been formed? How many times Earth has been deformed? How many times Big Bang has occurred? How many times Big Bang will occur in future? Nobody knows. So this is a subject which is almost never-ending. Almost entire space research is associated with this planets and all those. So that is why it's a very evolutionary subject. But a student need not to get confused that we are supposed to. This is only for the curiosity. As far as the syllabus is concerned, syllabus is limited.
Border banana आपका काम.
Border banana.
Okay, so this was Prince Mishra Sir. Sir, last thing on behalf of students, if someone wants to connect with you, क्या आपकी permission है?
Definitely.
Okay, so Prince Mishra Sir will love to in a way connect with you. आप GS कोर में एडमिशन ले या ना ले, आप सर से बात तो जरूर कर सकते हैं. And for that we are leaving our number in the description section, so you can connect with GS core. सर से आपकी बात हो जाएंगी. और अगर आप दिल्ली में हैं तो you can come and meet Prince Mishra Sir. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank
you.
It
is
Raj.
always lovely to talk to you, sir. Okay.